guys, welcome back to my channel today again, and today we're having another very interesting topic about UFOs. Actually, this is a current hot topic, whether there are things called UFOs, not things of people, aliens, I don't know. UFOs means actually unidentified flying objects, right? Now, unidentified flying objects or unidentified aerial phenomena is any perceived aerial phenomena that cannot be immediately identified or explained. Now, upon investigations, most UFOs are identified as known objects or atmospheric phenomena, while a small of them remain unexplained. Now, before we proceed with this video, well, what do you think about UFOs? Yeah, in most cases, people think about extraterrestrial. Have you ever seen a UFO? For those who believe that these are aliens or some strange beings from another world, have you ever, in your entire life, actually, if I remember, I've been hearing this since I was just a toddler, since I was a child. I came up with this thing, hearing these things about unidentified flying or UFOs, some saucer-like things flying and very fast. Yeah. So all this, my entire life up to now, I've never. Okay, I don't really expect to see this. Maybe I've seen it, I don't know, but I do see lights up there. I do see the stars. Maybe one of those. I've seen it. In fact, one time I saw something moving very fast, a light. I don't say that was a UFO. It could be a plane, but a plane was faster than a plane. Yeah. So, does this thing really, what is UFOs? Now, I've told you this point, and I would like to jump to another point here. That some interpret the sightings of UFOs as evidence that extraterrestrial life exists and has visited Earth. You see? There are those who believe that UFOs are, actually I'm one of them, that they are actually extraterrestrials. Why not? It's selfish for us, or naive, I think, for us to think that in this entire cosmos, we are the only beings that are there, right? So I'm trying to put myself in focus there. This camera is misbehaving. So unidentified flying objects, UFOs, are airborne objects that I've told you. Now, UFOs first became a major subject of public interest after World War II, possibly sparked by the development of rocket technology. Okay, you understand that? Now, the first widely publicized UFO sightings, I put this point down, so I'm trying to read them to you, took place in 1947 when Kenneth Arnold claimed he spotted a group of high-speed, crescent-shaped flying objects while he was piloting his own aircraft. Yeah, this, especially now, these things are all in America. Not really all. I mean, most of these things we hear them from USA, but they are in other countries as well. In Washington, the term flying saucer originated from a misprint of Kenneth Arnold's account of his own sighting, in which he described seeing the crescent-shaped object moving through the air like saucers, yeah, slapping on water, or skipping on water, sorry. A newspaper report misstated that the object themselves were saucers shaped, thus birthing the idea of flying saucers. So that's where the flying saucer came from. You can see that it was originated at that time. Are they really flying saucers? Who has seen one? Maybe be the first one to tell us. Sorry. The USA Air Force undertook Project Sign in 1948, an inquiry that was intended to investigate the spate of UFO sightings that had recently been reported, right? So many researchers involved with project sign were originally convinced that UFOs were high-tech Soviet aircraft. A minority ascribed to the extraterrestrial hypothesis. Now, Project Signing gave way to Project Grudge in 1949, which in turn gave way to Project Blue Book in 1952. The most lasting of the USA government's inquiry into UFOs questions, Project Blue Book, remained open from 1952 to 1969. Listen to this thing very carefully. Now, the project at its headquarters it doesn't matter, at Peterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. Okay? So, in the 17 years that the Project Blue Book was in operation, it recorded over 12,000 sightings. The sightings that were recorded by Project Blue Book were categorized into two groups. Those that could be associated with the unknown phenomena, be it atmospheric, astronomical, or man-made, and those which could not be readily associated with any identifiable cause. So in 1953, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, created the Robertson Panel, a panel of scientists helmed by physicist H.P. Robertson, that was charged with reviewing the findings of Project Blue Book. The Robertson panel came to the conclusion that the vast majority of UFO sightings could be explained by natural phenomena, right? But that the UFOs cited posed no security risk to USA, and that there was no evidence in Project Blue Book records that proved the existence of extraterrestrial. There was nothing. There's nothing that proved there was anything like this. So it's quite an extensive report about UFOs. I want you to listen to do your own due diligence about this thing. I'm not going to comment anything about it. Parts of the Robertson panel findings were not revealed until 1979. A delay that added fuel to the flames of various conspiracy theories involving the idea of government cover-up. You listen to that? Just like what is going on right now. There's a debate in the USA to investigate this, just like this, which happened in 1979. Whether there's any cover-up by the government or by the agencies involved, the DODs, Department of Defense, or stuff like that. Another inquiry was opened by the USA Air Force in 1966, which under the leadership of physicist Edward E.U. Condon was tasked with investigating 59 compelling but inexplicable sightings originally recorded during Project Blue Book. The result of inquiry were included in a report called Scientific Study of Unidentified Flying Object, less formally referred to as the Condon Report. So the Condon Report also found out no evidence of the existence of extraterrestrials, right? This finding contributed to the decision to shut Project Blue Book in 1969. So nothing was really found, and this thing was closed down in 1969. So I think it's coming. So a small minority of scientists persisted in pursuing this, and they even started their own groups, right? And they remembered for this. You don't have to mention their names. So government scrutiny of UFOs phenomena was revived in the 21st century with the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, a secret, albeit unclassified, program run by the U.S. Department of Defense. According to the DoD, operated from 2007 to 12, at which point the project funding was diverted elsewhere else. So they found that it's just a waste of money. Sorry. UFOs were not being seen anywhere. You see, with all this effort that was being made, nothing had been concretely actually found. So it's not only USA, the other countries like Canada government is the only one other beside that the USA that has kept relatively extensive records on its citizens. UFO sightings in other countries include the United Kingdom, Sweden, Denmark, Australia, Greece have kept scantier records. So some records are there in these countries. In some countries, for example, those of the former Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China, so UFO sightings resulted from secret military tests that the country's people weren't made aware of. They were not made aware of. Okay, I repeat, this point is very important. In some countries, for example, those of the former Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China, UFO sightings resulted from the secret military tests that the country's people weren't made aware of. Okay, so do your due diligence here. In some cases, the government involved encouraged their citizens, right? Encouraged their citizens to believe that the objects were of extraterrestrial origin in order to obfuscate the true nature of the experiment. So they didn't want the experiments to be known by the ordinary citizens of their countries. So even as we proceed with this program, video or whatever, have you ever seen a UFO yourself? Do you believe there is? Right? And if there is, now there are reports coming in that maybe USA is hiding them. Right? USA is hiding these things somewhere in Area 51, highly secretive alien. Even there's somebody called by the name, one of the pilot who survived the crash. This person, the pilot from another world, called J. Arrod, was named. And some of these personnel, like the military who are involved in this, they say that they actually came in encounter with this one-on-one, and they even met Cynic. So I don't know. I mean, personally, this is just the data that I'm finding. I don't know. So there are now investigation going on to know really if these things exist. Why don't they be brought into the open? That this J. Harold helped in doing reverse engineering some of these high advanced technologies, according to the reports. This technology is so advanced than anything seen here on the planet Earth. The speed, the stability, they could evade the radars. There's like science fiction there, you know, some story. I'm not a skeptic, actually. I'm not passing any judgment on these things because I really don't know. But these are the reports say that they could evade the radar. They could move so fast, incredibly supersonic, hypersonic speeds. And some were even scattering on the waters and disappearing, these objects. And they are in all manners of shapes. But in most cases they were round, like saucers. Now you can see the story I've read to you where this guy said that the newspaper misquoted him, saying that he said it was like saucers, which he didn't say. So, do UFOs exist? Do they look like you? You can imagine, okay, if these things exist and they came from another world, put my hand there. Are they made of the same matter like you? Phosphorus, quarks and electrons and water like you? Do they look like you? Why should they look like you? The matter they are made of may be very different, maybe same like you, or why is it that the intelligence is superior, they really exist, or they have been there longer than you? They have been there longer than you. So it's not quite known. According to this report I read, it's highly skeptical for me. For example, if you asked me to believe about this, whether there are any kind of extraterrestrials, because personally I've never seen one, although I see strange lights up there, but these are meteorological stuff or satellites. I don't think that we see satellites, but we do see planes, and some of these are optical mirages. Yeah, like even your lenses, things you see. like which reflect up there, and you say, okay, that is a UFO. The story of unidentified flying object, why is it unidentified in the first place? And what is unidentified aerial phenomenon? Unidentified, what does the really word unidentified means? And if it's unidentified, so how can it be something? It's a flying object. Well, maybe they are there. We have stars and metals who are crashing, but those are crashing to the earth, and they are picked somewhere actually in where they have crashed. So it's the USA who know this thing. The people who are involved, they know whether this is really true. They are holding extraterrestrial lives and intelligence, right? And one of these days we're gonna know the truth. But it's quite interesting that even when I grew up, I've been hearing, I had this throughout my life about UFOs, and they captured people. They come and they capture you, strange lights, and they disappear with you unexplained. So I'm not going to really speculate or add anything on this, like maybe these people who are having rivals technologies are making others stupid by making these things go to their regions, like in defense areas, and recognize there and then disappear. They have the technology to do that. Russia has the technology, America has the technology. It's really, these are countries that have these technologies. As I've said, some were actually normal stuff, normal, and others were strange things. So who do we believe, or where do we believe? Are there UFOs? This is a very important question. Have you ever seen one? Do you believe? What makes you believe? And do they pose any risk to the planet Earth? These people, are they friendly, benevolent friends, or they'll come and destroy us all? So these are very important questions. That's why actually they should be investigated and know exactly if they're really there. What are the what should we do? How can we be ready to prevent to defend ourselves in case they came blessings and destroying everything around if they are not friendly? Sounds like fiction, but could be real. Maybe they are there. I don't know. It's up to you to decide who's watching this video. You also have heard about UFOs, so I'm not out to discredit, make you believe or disbelieve. I personally am also somebody who thinks that maybe we are not alone in this planet and this universe, entire universe. I will imagine what's the universe. It would be selfish for us to say that we are alone. How is this possible? Okay guys, it was just a verbal video, general discussion video about UFOs. The debate is right now raging in the US Congress, and we should know what is what. Thanks for watching guys. Comment below about whether you have seen a UFO. Yeah, and if you saw, how does it really look like? What made you think it's a UFO? I'll really be happy to read your comments. Otherwise, please like, share and subscribe to my channel as we proceed hearing more about these UFOs and other stuff in the world that we live in now. Thank you very much. See you later in the next one. Bye for now. Share and subscribe. I always ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you ever see this video, please be sure to subscribe to this channel for more. Bye.